What's up, guinea pigs? I mean, I am the guinea pig. You are the guinea pig. We're here to test things out. Tucker, Tucker, Tucker Carlson. That's his name. That's what people call him, and that's what he calls himself. Tucker Carlson gets to say goodbye to his viewers. Why am I watching this? I'm actually interested, but that's not why I'm watching this. I mean, obviously, I was gonna say unadulterated. That's not the word. That's not the word. I was gonna say I have an unadulterated reason, but that's not at all. That's not the word you use for that. I have a man. What's the word when you have an alignment? You have a reason for doing something that other people don't suspect. It's definitely not unadulterated. It's definitely not that word. This is funny. Well, maybe it's not funny. Let's get serious. We have 58 seconds of Tucker saying goodbye to his viewers. Which, before we start this, regardless of what you think of that dude or what I think of that dude, I do think if you have a viewership and an audience that like has been there for you, I think you should have the ability to actually, like, if you're going to be leaving the show or if you're going to be forcibly removed, I think you should be allowed to address your audience, but that's just me, and I'm silly and dumb. Let's go.
Tucker Carlson is out at Fox News. Carlson, whose departure was so sudden, he didn't even have a chance to say goodbye to his viewers.
The Late Show is providing him that chance.
Oh, don't let me
Up
fake.
next, we bid farewell to you, the viewer. And the message is this. We didn't know that even fairy tales end. And one day ours did end. The magic turned to dust. One day the music died. Bye-bye, Miss American Pie. Imagine forcing yourself to tell lies all day about everything in ways that were so transparent and so outlandish that there is no way the people listening to you could possibly believe anything you said. It's been fun. I'm actually the single dumbest person ever to the filming people, you may be wondering. What's in store ahead, in the many years ahead? My plan is having sex with M&Ms.
Oh my god. I don't take it back. I think this was fun. I don't know if a 3-minute video is gonna work. Oh. Hear me out. Now think about what you saw. Think about it for a second. And then think about maybe the things you didn't think about, right? So think about both of those things. Isn't it possible? It's possible that, like, maybe, like, look, no blame. We're just people talking. But isn't it possible that when you were thinking about all the things that you should think about, that maybe, maybe, possibly you didn't think about all the things that you weren't thinking about. Right. Obviously, sorry, I'm trying to be serious. Like, obviously, you want to address all the things that you know are an issue. But that makes it hard for you to address things that you don't know are an issue. I think that logic is good. And so anyone doing anything at any time, they could possibly just be acting on their best self-interest. You know what I mean? Like trying to take care of themselves or third parties like kids or parents. But sometimes, like when you are thinking about those things, you just don't really have the opportunity to reflect on the things that you don't know are going on. And how can you can't be held accountable for that. You can't be held accountable for things that you don't know are going on because you don't know they're going on. Right? There are things that you know, and so you act accordingly, and there are things you don't know, and you can't really act accordingly because you don't know them, because they're things that you don't know. All right, so let's sandwich that all together and go like some things are like more complex than they seem. Sometimes on the surface it seems really simple, but when you dive down into it, it's actually more complicated. And I think we should be a little more forgiving of people, especially when they are dealing with things that can turn out in a way that they don't really understand. You gotta be forgiving with that. And then you also have to be forgiving with people who maybe because of limited environmental pressures, they don't know that what they don't know is also causing a problem. And they can't address it because it's something they don't know. Do you feel where I'm going here? So some people know things and how they deal with the things they know don't always work out the way they want. But then other people are dealing with things that they don't know. It's like, well, obviously, if you don't know, it can really trip you up. It can trip you up to deal with things that you don't know. Trying to figure out, like, well, what do I say about something I don't know? It's a minefield. So my heart goes out there, thoughts and prayers, T's and P's, to all the people who are dealing with things that they know and the ones that don't know, or the ones that know that they don't know. Let's say this differently. There are some really great people doing things that are not great, right? And there are some people that are also not great people that are doing things that are great. But there's also great people doing very bad things. And there also are some very not great people doing things that are like above not great. And I think we need to be cognizant and thoughtful about those people. Because people say this all the time, but like say walk a mile in their shoes. And I didn't come up with this. I had to read this somewhere. Like walk a mile in someone's shoes. Yeah, I've heard that. You've heard that. So the idea was, before you judge someone, walk a mile in their shoes. Because no matter what happens, you're like a mile away, and you've got their shoes.